Sometimes the body whispers and other times it screams. For me, it began with sugar and it led all the way to the jungle ceremonies, to the discovery of cysts in my breasts and ovaries, and ultimately to a deeper remembering. My name is Lesun-Meregalli, and in this video I want to take you on a journey through fear, healing, tenderness, and truth. If any part of this resonates with you, I'd love for you to subscribe. This space is a place for remembering who we are together, and maybe we can be the mirrors of each other. In September, I was in a jungle doing a dieta with a beautiful plant spirit, Bovinsana. My intention was to understand the nature of the fear that holds me, to look at the anger inside of me, and to finally address the last thread of my eating disorder, sugar addiction. With dieta, the real work often begins where we least expect it. It's like planting a seed, and the full plant may not bloom until a year or two. It was just the beginning. So during the dieta, in the ceremony, I was shown the moment I was born. I was taken away from my mother. I felt completely alone, desperate. I didn't understand what I was doing there, why I was even born. There was a lot of sadness, fear, anger, and a deep, deep subconscious belief that I wasn't supposed to exist. That's when the self-destructive prophecy began. If I wasn't supposed to be born, then maybe I needed to die. From that moment, two forces lived inside me, the force of life and the shadow of death. The one that led me toward healing and the one that pulled me toward destruction. The prophecy shaped so many things. My eating disorder, cutting, drinking, smoking, relationships with men who mirrored the pain and not the love. And the sugar. Sugar, I was killing myself with it too. And in ceremony, I saw it. I saw the darkness in my ovaries. I saw the darkness in my breasts. And I tried to get rid of it, but the plants told me not yet. It wasn't the time, no matter how much I tried. When I came back from the dieta, I called my mom. I asked her what happened when I was born. And she told me, they took you away. They took you away from me. You were brought only to be fed on a schedule. And when you cried in between, they gave you sugar water. Everything made sense. I went to the doctor and I found out I had cysts, small ones, all over my breasts and ovaries. It wasn't dangerous yet, they said, but it was something to watch, something to feel. I didn't want to go with the traditional Western medicine protocol. I respect Western medicine, but I wanted to see my body as a whole and address all of this, not just as a symptom, but I wanted to address the reason. In November, I came back to New York and I started experiencing intense fear. Yes, life had its triggers, but this fear, it didn't match reality. It was overwhelming. It was paralyzing. I cried every single day, poor husband. Simple conversations felt like torture. Emails, work, daily tasks, everything was just too much for me. Good things, I knew already that this was the wound coming to the surface. I also knew that this always happens before I go into a deeper process. It's like the bottom of my ocean is stirred and what was once hidden starts to rise. The fear was the surface of something deeper, so was the sugar addiction, inflamed again. The cysts, the anger. So finally I went to the Sacred Valley for treatment with Maestra Angela. We did 5 ceremonies there, 2 for the diagnosis and 3 for healing. Between ceremonies, I received plant baths every day, saunas, different tinctures, and some other plants. And the fear began to dissolve, not all at once, but piece by piece. I could breathe again. And that was the part of the work. Back in New York, the dieta kept working because time isn't linear, actually, especially when you're healing. The healing and the transformation are not linear. I began deep psychological work. I took sessions with my therapist. We went into the roots, into childhood, into the humiliation I carried, into the places I had abandoned myself. At the same time, I was studying to become a psychologist consultant, and I had practice sessions with my peers, or as we call them, buddies. I was being held, and I was learning to hold myself. And then, almost magically, I was invited to try acupuncture. It was my first time. I didn't know what to expect. I was quite skeptical, but something shifted. I started taking Chinese traditional medicine, and for the first time in years, I didn't need painkillers on the first day of my period. The pain was still there, but it was manageable. I didn't need to cut it. I could tolerate it. It really was a miracle for me. And I kept going. I found the rhythm with the food and the movement. I took a 2-month course on hormonal health, and I let myself eat what my body needed: fish, eggs, dairy. There was no more compulsive eating, no more zombie mode night binges. That part of me softened, healed. And it might sound funny for someone, but for me, that would be so difficult not to get into an incident, into compulsion, because as soon as I started to control myself, that would be back. And this time it felt different. It felt like care. And now I feel so proud, so grateful, so deeply in love with the little girl inside me, with the woman I am, with this miraculous body. Sometimes I still get pulled into the old fear though. My mind still tries to tell stories that I'm not doing enough, that I need to rush. But I don't believe them anymore. I see the illusion now, because the truth is I am enough. I do enough. There is nowhere to rush. I actually want to slow down more. I want to breathe. I want to feel. I want to just be. If you're walking through your own healing with your body, your emotions, your relationship with food, maybe your anger or your fear, please know you're not alone. Your pain is not punishment. Your body is not your enemy. They're messages. They are just invitations to come home, to listen, and to remember who you are. If this resonated with you, I'd love for you to connect, leave a comment, say something, and also subscribe and walk this journey with me. There is so much beauty to uncover, so much truth to reclaim, and I really want to share more about all the little details, even the ones were discussed in this video. I want to share more about the dietas in the jungle, the plant medicine work, and the acupuncture, and how I'm looking for all the organic new clothes, and how I'm choosing my food to support my healing journey. So if you feel like you're on the same page, please welcome to this journey. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.